Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Mini Motorways. Today we are heading into Tokyo for the weekly challenge for the week of the 24th of March through the 30th of March. The modifiers for this week are Limitless Potential, Unlimited Road Tiles, Bounty of Bridges, Start with 4 Bridges, and Mini Mysteries. Weekly choices are now a mystery. Scores for this week are pretty bad, with most people topping out right under 1800. But a couple people making it all the way over here to like even 5k. The top score was 5.6. I don't think we'll do that good, as per usual. But we're gonna see what we can do. Of course, I am going to start sounding like a broken record, but I think the last time I did a weekly challenge was in mid-February? And I think it's been 2 weeks since I did my last expert mode playthrough video, but I was feeling Mini Motorways today, and this weekly challenge looked kind of fun. I was very interested in specifically having infinite road tiles. Just not having to struggle for road tiles sounded quite nice, and having 4 bridges to start with on Tokyo is always nice. So I figure we try it out. Maybe we do good, maybe we don't. This is a pretty decent spawn to start off with. I would have actually preferred these yellows to be just like 1 or 2 more tiles away, so we could potentially get a roundabout in here. We could still technically fit one, like up here. But for now this is fine. This isn't going to cause a traffic jam or anything on week 1 when we have 12 points, but in the later weeks it could potentially be a problem. Week 1, which one do we pick? I'll go with the right one. And there's our roundabout. When the map expands, I'll just throw that right there, just so that we don't have to worry about it. This is pretty perfect as well, this green here. That yellow isn't terrible either. I'm gonna go ahead and put the roundabout here, and just feed both of these into here, and do something like this. We'll separate, or get a separate yellow population for this business eventually. But for now, these two being connected is fine. That one's not bad either. We can just turn this down and have it go around here. I will eventually have these 3 greens all feed into one of these 2 businesses, but hopefully we'll get a separate green population somewhere over here where we can send this guy this way and then feed into here from a separate population. But again, this is not a bad start at all. We don't have any immediate major intersections that we have to make. I'm not sure why this is still blinking. You have a connected thing. Another bridge. I'll take it. You can always use them on Tokyo. I'm gonna disconnect this and let it sit for a second so it'll stop blinking. There we go. Yeah, I think we're good now. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. I think I am gonna run this road out just another tile or 2 because I don't particularly want my greens to get stuck in this corner. I could also do it this way, but that just looks less nice. I'd much rather have like a diagonal line of houses coming down here than something wonky like this, which sometimes happens, but oh well. That green isn't terrible either. I'm a little scared we're gonna get our yellows cut off in here, so I'm gonna run a road through here as well. Any greens that spawn above this road will go into here, and any greens that spawn below this road will go down here. Hopefully our yellows won't get cut off in this little corner here. I don't remember the spawns for... What did we get? I have no idea what we got. I wasn't paying attention. Oh well. I think we got another roundabout. Okay. We get gray here. That's interesting for sure. I don't love it. That's definitely our first problematic one. We can go up and around our green. But that is really not great. This will probably be our first motorway? if we do end up getting a motorway, if the game decides to bless us with one. And this little road that we put in for our yellows is kind of useless now because we have to go under our gray as well. But, okay. That white isn't terrible because we can go... I'm going to run a road through here as well, just so that we always have land access through here. But I'm going to run a road probably just right under where these greens are and into there. We'll go right this time. There's our first motorway. That will probably still end up being these grays. Maybe we'll use it for the whites, but if I'm remembering correctly, we tend to get whites and reds, or white and red businesses over here in this left corner, and then all of the pop for that spawns over here. So we might do something janky with a roundabout over here and then run a motorway across for those. We'll see how it all turns out. These bridges are definitely coming in handy, though. That's our first red spawn, and it's really not great. Ugh. Okay. We can do something a little cheeky by running our blues up by just one tile. We can send these reds down underneath. Underneath blue, over here on the left, and then across. And suddenly we've used all 5 of our little bridges. This is why you need as many bridges as you can possibly get on Tokyo. It's okay. We do still have our one little motorway to save us from any potential hazardry. I don't love that this just leveled up and we don't have a super close separate population for it. We can just do this, like theoretically, and that's fine. But I don't love it. Week 5, I could use bridges. I'll take a roundabout, that's fine. I'm gonna do this. Hopefully all of this will be enough yellow population to support this level 2 structure, even though it's such a far distance. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm kinda hurting for bridges here. I'd really, really like to see some more bridges. I'd like to see some more gray down here as well. I really wish I'd gotten a road in here so that we had access to the rest of this island without having to use a bridge to access it. But, oh well. That was my mistake for not putting one there while we had the opportunity. I keep forgetting we have unlimited road tiles. I really should be using them to block off more things, but I always say blocking things off kind of feels like cheating. So I try to avoid doing it when I can. If something's really going to screw me over, like for instance, a business spawning right here would really, really suck. I'm gonna block off these 2 tiles real quick. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna pick right again. We get another bridge, thank goodness. I like this yellow because of how close it is to this population, but I don't love that we're gonna have to take population from this level 2 structure over here. I'd really, really much rather get as much yellow as possible into this level 2 yellow than deal with any of this other. I think I'm gonna do something like this just to maintain traffic flow through here, make sure it stays nice. That gray is really unfortunate. I'm gonna do this for now, or even something like this, so that the gray and the yellow come in through 2 separate entrances. That yellow's not bad either for coming up and into here and giving this a bit of a closer population. That blue, okay. It's not the worst blue we could have gotten. Something like that. That white isn't great either. That's probably going to be our first motorway. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a way around that. We get another roundabout. It's fine. Yeah, I think that white's probably going to be our first motorway. I'm gonna just cut off, I don't know. Let's say these 4 white houses will be our little motorway for this guy over here until we get something better for that. That's not great. Because we don't really have extra bridges to make that pretty. So for now I'm just gonna do this. These can come across here and fight with that for extra... or traffic. All of this is going to be fighting over traffic now. The roundabout should help slightly, but this is going to become a mess very quickly, especially with this being a level 2 structure. Hopefully we can get another bridge quickly. This is going to take at least 2 bridges to fix. First we have to run this white road up by 1 tile like this. And then we have to run this bridge across like that. And then we have to get 1 more bridge down here to run the separate orange population. And I know I keep swapping back and forth from calling this orange or red, but it's like a brick red, which to me is orange. Because I live in the south and all of our bricks look like an orangey red color because everything's made of clay down here. I totally disconnected that without even thinking. Oops. I'm thinking that's a terrible blue. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I might run this blue population up and over this white for the sole purpose of getting this 1 extra yellow. Or running this gray up by 1 tile. And then running this green up by 2 tiles. Just for the sole purpose of getting this 1 extra yellow down and into here. It's so silly, but I don't know. Maybe it'll help us in the long run. This green is struggling a lot more than I think it really should be. But, oh well. That white is decent, actually. This white is really good. Hold on. Maybe we go back and change all that. We can do this instead. And run this straight across here. Gosh, I love having unlimited road tiles. Do this, we can do that, we can do this. Send that across here. This is going to be struggling now that this is 2 populations. So I think I'm going to take these extra houses from here and send them onto here. Just because this is only 1 population. It's 1 long straight road. I don't think that's going to suffer too much. I'm going to go ahead and give this house its own private road here. This orange. These 2 oranges are struggling. We do have an extra bridge. I'm not sure when or where we got that, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it to separate these guys. We'll get rid of this roundabout, and I think I am gonna take like 2 of these houses and just run them down here. Just to get this guy a little extra help quickly. Get that white up and into there. And I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to figure something out with getting these oranges into here in a slightly better manner. But for now, this is kind of what we're stuck with. I don't love this gray either. We do get another motorway. Alright. This just leveled up, which means he's now the priority. I'm gonna do a roundabout here. This guy. This white does not need this motorway anymore. These can go into here. This road can be disconnected. And I think we're doing okay. Maybe. This orange is going to struggle if we don't get it some kind of major assistance very quickly. I'm going to do... It might be better to do, once we get this roundabout back, a roundabout somewhere here in the middle of these two little small populations, and then motorway across. And that'll get us a bridge back as well. I think I am gonna go ahead and just do that. So these two will come into here. These 3 houses will come up and into there. This whole road will go away. And then we'll have just a little motorway offshoot from here that goes straight across. Turn that white house up. And suddenly, we're not looking too shabby. Send that blue across. All those blues can go across. That blue can go across. That blue can go across. That's a terrible red. Ugh, okay. And we get a bridge for it. Yikes. Okay. We can do this. Something like this. Something like this to get our gray across a little bit better. And then this is probably what it's gonna be. Just a terrible, terrible motorway for now. Or we could give it its own separate motorway. I don't particularly want to, but it might be the solution that we have right now until we can get a slightly better one. It might be better to motorway the grays across and into here. And then send these on a bridge. Just because the grays are struggling quite a bit right now, actually. I think that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put in a motorway here. Actually, I'll do it here, I think is slightly better. Merge before diverge. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do this. Get rid of all of this coming through here. Get rid of that. Don't get rid of our blue road because we'll die. I don't think it matters either way. So I'm gonna do it like this. We'll do here. Or no, we'll do it down here. And then if we get a another bridge to spare, we'll do something like that. And then the motorway will come from down here into there. And then we can take some of these oranges and send them up under our blue, under our orange, and then into there. Okay. That's not great, but it's what we got. It's what we're working with. So it's good enough. This is exactly what I wanted to see. This was the entire purpose of moving this road over. I wanted to see these yellows spawn here, or these blues spawn on this side of the road instead of this side. This is perfect. That white is actually really not that bad either. Hello. We can do off this. Like, say these 5-ish coming across and then into here. Something like that. It should be more than enough to handle this with this distance. Look at this traffic, though. I'm gonna get rid of this roundabout here for now. This yellow is actually struggling quite a bit. I might have to connect this. I don't really want to. He's doing okay for now. I'm gonna take the roundabout, throw it here, send that green down, send that that way. We're struggling for gray here, so I'm gonna connect this as well. And then maybe. Might have to do something drastic, like connecting these grays and then connecting this and then connecting this. That's what is this green? What is this? What is this yellow? What is this? What? What am I looking at? I have no bridges And no motorways. What do you want me to do with that? Huh. Well. I'm stumped. I'm genuinely stumped. If I had a motorway, I could connect, like, these greens and these yellows together. And then send them across together and then do something jank like this. But I don't have an extra motorway. I could do this and get rid of this one and then send it across like that. Ugh, that might kill us, to be honest. We're at 1300. Hoping to survive a little bit longer, but if this is where the road ends, so be it, I guess. Send that one green up and into there. We can send this guy across as well. Unnecessary. Okay. This should be enough to save these green, or this green and this yellow. This should be enough. The question really is if it's going to be enough. Doing this with this little Y intersection here is going to be enough to save our level 2 orange and our grays that are all dying over here. I'm not convinced, to be honest. This is struggling for yellow. I'm gonna disconnect this as well. More orange over here. That's decent. This is holding on decently well, actually. I was expecting this to be far more devastating. I'm wondering if the traffic light will make it worse or better. I think it made it better. Not bad. Okay. Maybe. I don't actually know. I can't tell if it made it worse or better. But everything else seems to be holding on decently. Right again. Another roundabout. I think I'll put the roundabout here. If I can. I don't actually know if I can. I think it might be too close. If I get rid of the round, or if I get rid of that. I could do this, and then bump the blue road up by a smidge. That's fine. Something over here. That'd be silly. I think our grays are holding on, though. Which I'm actually kind of shocked by. Our blues are holding on. Our grays are giving us the most trouble out of anything. And it's just because we don't really have a lot of gray pop. We have this here and this here. None of this is getting used, even though it's connected. Oh, it's not connected anymore. Never mind. Okay. Okay, only one house from over here is sending cars this way, so this is fine. It's just a distance that's struggling. Or maybe it's traffic. We did just pass 2K. We've officially made it past the majority of people that scored this week. So I will take that. happily. We only have 4 little houses down here, so I'm gonna just get rid of this roundabout. There's no reason to put it there. It's just there for no reason. We can do this. That's fine. Hopefully we don't get blue spawning on this side. Hopefully we get yellow over here, but I'm willing to risk it. Just to make that slightly cleaner. I'm gonna do this, and probably this as well. Just to get a little extra blue heading this way. Because none of this business shouldn't need more than these 4 houses. It might start taking from these 3, but it really shouldn't need more than those 4. So, that's fine. These blues. I wish there was a way I could separate them nicely, but there's just not. How is this struggling? It's gotta be entirely distance. It's entirely distance. We can do something like this, and then send these 3 across. Something like that, but I don't think that will help. This is entirely distance. There's nothing we can do for this unless we get a motorway. I think putting in that may have made it worse. Oh no. Yeah, I think we made it worse. No! 3,700. Look at them all. Ugh. No way this ends here. Look at all of those cars. That is crazy. There's still 4 houses over here with cars in the garage. It's entirely a distance issue. Oh my gosh. Okay, we get our motorway. We get our motorway. Do we bother? Yes. We can do this. Cut off all of this. And instead of having it travel this whole way, we can do this and have this go straight into there. And then I think that will be slightly faster. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. White is surging. White is surging, and we're having a great time because of it. That's what's happening. Those are the facts that matter. Blue is surging. White is surging. Blue is surging. All of this is going to be traffic nightmare in the next 2 seconds. Ugh. Yeah, this is probably going to be what kills us. Just because I never separated these 2. Such is life. I'm wondering if there is a way we can separate these now? I really don't think there is. Not cleanly anyway, and not with without a roundabout. I think this is going to be our end. We did hit 3K though. 3.2? Maybe 3.3? Oh, we just barely hit 3.3. That's perfect. You know what? I'll take that. I'm pretty happy with that. 3.3, just by the skin of our teeth. Whew. Let's get our screenshot. I think if I did separate this earlier, like I'd run a second road through here instead of like making the, or adding this extra yellow onto this. If I'd run 2 blue roads through here, this probably would have been fine. And then after that, we probably would have died to gray next. This white might have been complaining, but it was entirely a distance issue. Like, all 3 of these houses down here still had both cars in. So, it would have been these grays next, or maybe this green. I didn't even realize this green had turned into a level 2. But we did really well there. Let's see where we placed. We are 199th, top 10%. Okay, I'll take that. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright. That was our weekly challenge attempt for the week of the 24th of March. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, whatever you're feeling, whatever makes you happy, and I will see you in the next one.